And we're back.
Oh, wow. That was intense. I didn't expect the energy, especially after the night you had.
Well, you know what? And I actually just came off of lunch with a friend. And so like you would think that I would be extra tired because I typically don't eat lunch.
Did you go to Fuzzy's?
No, we did go to
Duffy's? Did you forget it was there?
It's not that I forgot it was there. It's just that I asked him, I was like, hey, which would you rather go to?
It's
We
a
have,
better,
sports
more
bar.
casual
Well, they
sit
had
down.
10 wings for $10 there.
Oh, there you go.
So we each got them. I got boneless. He
Were
got
they
bone
any
in.
good?
They're delicious. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, 10's a lot.
But I think it's a better atmosphere there
Yeah, it is.
to chill and talk and have a drink or
And for
whatever.
some
The other
reason-
place feels like fast food. Like
And it's very loud there.
it's just a wide open space.
Yeah, it's just for some reason
Yeah.
it's louder and they're both comparable in sizes, but yeah.
Anyway,
It was good.
glad you took my suggestion.
It was good. Yes, and I was, to answer your question, I was up last night. I woke up around 1 and kind of did like a few little teeny things on my phone.
It shined the light directly in my face.
My phone was bright and you just happened to be up. It's not like you woke up, you were up. Like the
I
light
was trying to go to bed. Okay, here's the thing. I'm struggling to sleep these days because I'm just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We're in the 3rd trimester.
Yeah.
And so I finally went to bed around midnight. But the minute that my head like hits the pillow, Abigail starts crying. But she did calm down. Neither of us went up there last night. She had a couple of episodes last night where
No, I did go up there at like 9. And
No. I'm talking about after the fact. Yeah,
Right.
she had
and
a
then
bad stomach
and
ache
then
last
I
night.
we kind of watched a little bit of show. She kept rolling over, trying to go to sleep, then wake back up. And
Well, so Chris falls asleep on the floor of her room, and I can see him on the camera, and I'm like, dang, I wonder if he's going to get up anytime soon. I tried texting you.
I had to. We're at this point where like she's in bed, and I reach my arm to the crib, and I just kind of rub her back because if she knows you're there, she'll just relax and go to
Anyway,
sleep.
his arm was no longer through the crib. She was dead asleep, and he was just on the floor, and I was like, oh, he's not getting up. That
And then
cannot
I
be
did get up at
comfortable.
probably like 11:45.
You slept on the floor for a good hour.
And then,
You woke up with a dead
I woke
arm.
up and my. How'd you know my arm was dead? Did
Because I
tell you?
talked to you about it last night.
Oh my gosh.
I said,
My
how's your
arm-
body feel? You just slept on the floor for an
My
hour.
arm was so numb, and to the point where I couldn't put any pressure on it because it would
By the
just
way,
give out.
I have been a good wife in the past, and I'll come upstairs and be like, hey, go to bed. And he's like, she was sleeping and you woke her up. And so I'm like, I'm just going to leave him. He'll figure it
Well,
out.
there's a difference between if she's in the crib and sleeping versus like if I'm
I
like
agree.
holding her
I
and
know.
then and such. But
Anyway, so he had gone to bed. I finally went up at like midnight. She started crying again, but she didn't get up. But look, I told you you'd yawn
Yeah.
during the podcast.
it's afternoon after lunch. It's lunch.
Anyway, so at 1 o'clock, he's shining the light in my face, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like go to bed. And I finally, I don't even know if I slept yet or not. And then it was at 3 o'clock, I woke up because I pee every 5 seconds, and you're gone. And I'm like,
Yeah, I got up because I started thinking about home inspections and I had some ideas in my mind and I couldn't go to sleep. And so I was just like, you know what? I might as well just get up and do a
so
little bit of
first
work.
I think, oh gosh, did Abigail get up and I didn't hear her? And is she okay?
No,
and
but I
whatever.
took the camera. So if
Exactly.
the camera's gone, you know that I'm just
So
watching
I did,
her.
which is why I said, where the hell are you?
Yeah.
And I knew, stop yawning. It's not funny. This is exactly
Sorry.
what I said was going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. Okay, keep going.
No, I was like, where are you? And you're like, I'm downstairs. I had some ideas. I'm working. I'll be back up soon.
Yes.
2 hours later.
Yes.
So now you've been up from like 1 to 5, which you're like,
No,
no,
I slept from 1 to 3.
barely.
I got up,
You wrote
but
your ideas down.
I kind of looked up a couple little things, but I did go back to bed. So then you started berating me.
I wasn't
on
berating
text.
you.
Yeah, you're like, this is unacceptable. I disapprove. and I'm laughing. Because,
So was I.
Because you're like in bed and and I'm sitting here going like I go to bed early every night, right? And you stay up late. And I don't like disapprove of you
You do
staying up late.
disapprove of me staying up late.
Yeah, but I
We're
don't
on
sit there and go,
different schedules.
but I don't
You're like,
text
it'd be
you
really
and go,
nice if you.
I disapprove of you being
You
up.
have before come to bed.
I do say like, hey, it'd be nice if he came to bed and we can kind of.
Anyway, me being up till 11 p.m. watching a show is very different from you being up between the hours of 3 and 6 a.m.
You're right, because I'm getting work done. I'm being like productive with my awake time.
I'm being productive.
No, you're not. You're rotting brain cells.
Well, sometimes I puzzle at the same time.
Okay. Well, you're probably killing more than you're making though.
I don't know.
So, anyways, it wasn't till 6. You messaged me and it was like 5 o'clock, and I was like, you know what? I am a little bit tired. I could probably go back to sleep.
Okay, you actually came up very quickly.
I did, because your texts were so intense. They were so intense because you're like, I disapprove.
No, I said this is ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
At 3 o'clock, you said I will be up soon, and in my mind, soon is not 2 hours
Time flies
later.
when you're having fun. I was
but I will say,
knocking out some important things.
Your definition of something that takes a short period of time or soon is like very different from mine. And finally, at the lake the other day, which we can get into our weekend in a second here, you like always take the boat out of the water and do all these different things, and it takes time. And so the other day you were like, okay, I'm almost done. You were like, so I'll probably be another 3 hours. And I was like, are you serious? Because really you probably only had like 20 minutes of stuff to do. But you were like, well, I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just setting your expectations because I
say like, hey, I'm going to be gone. It's going to take a little bit. Like I literally ran to the store and went and got a battery. And I went from one store, they didn't have it, to the next store.
Because
they
the
had
store
it.
is
I
2
bought
seconds
it
down
and
the
drove
road.
down. And you're like, you weren't back in. I'm like, it took me 5 minutes to drive to the front road and wait for a
No,
clearing
I was
in
just
the
like,
car.
where the heck are you, man?
And
Where
I'm
are
like,
you?
I didn't go. And it's like,
Okay.
there's this huge time displacement phenomenon that happens with you because you're like, I'm with Abs, and this is time when you're usually with me. And
No,
I'd
it
like to
just
have this,
depends.
and-
It depends. I was not just with Abs. Everyone was showing up. Anyway, 4th of July was a great weekend. Stop yawning.
I'm not yawning.
You are. I don't know what you need.
I'm doing great right now. I feel more alive and energetic than ever.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Anyway, so 4th of July weekend, go.
Are we doing highs and lows? Or are we just talking about
I don't know.
Hey, it was a great weekend. We had 29 people there, all on my side of the family. We had a lot of fun things, weirdness. I barely drank.
Weirdness.
Yeah, just, anytime you have family and stuff like that, we didn't have any major blowouts this year, mostly because I just think that the alcohol wasn't flowing as freely as it normally has. You asked me not to drink.
I did not.
Okay. You asked me to reduce my consumption and to stay very kind of present and alert because we did have a lot of people.
Okay.
And we have boats coming in and out.
Whoa.
And we wanted to keep our little girl protected.
Yes. Let me be very, very, very clear. I said, I like when you drink. I think drinking is fun. I never want to be a person that tells you not to drink. Those were my exact words. However, you seem to
There's
be...
a however.
Yes. Work and life seem to be a lot on you lately. And the more you drink, the more defensive you get or high strung or whatever. And so what I said is, you seem to be completely fine after 2 or 3 tequilas, but the 4th always just pushes you over this edge. You're sleeping by 5 p.m. It's like you just get exhausted. And so I said, if you could just avoid the 4th while your family's there, if you could avoid the 4th on the 4th.
Was that the slogan for the weekend?
That was the slogan.
No 4th on the 4th.
Yeah.
Anyways, I had one drink on Saturday.
You were fine. You
and
could have had more than
one
that.
drink on Sunday or Friday or Saturday.
You had multiple on, and you were completely fine. I have no problem.
Here I might have had 2, but the reality is that
Here's the thing. When it's the end of the day, it's the hardest time to fill. We're hosting other people. We're cooking dinner. Abigail needs a bath. She's been in the lake. There's a lot of things to be done. And I'm like, hey, when you have the 4th drink, you're a lot less helpful.
Yeah, I mean, and there's some
Than
truth
you
to that. When you're
normally
out in the
would
sun
be.
all day, right? And the thing
'Cause
is
you're
that the lake is
tired.
my opportunity to get away. Like
Absolutely.
I'm working extremely hard throughout the week, and when I sit here and get to this point, then it's kind of like, hey, I want to make sure that I can kind of relax a little bit.
And by the way, just for everybody listening, I mean, I'm the girl who, like, trust me, there have been moments in time where I've had 4 drinks probably in an hour. Now,
Gosh, don't I know it?
am I functioning or helpful? No, but I don't think I've ever had multiple drinks. Really, I can say in motherhood, I never really drank when I was, I mean, obviously I'm pregnant now, but when I was not pregnant, I never really drank until after she went to bed even. Like, I feel like I never even opened a bottle of wine until she was already down for the night. Now, were there nights where she would, like, then wake
Is this
up?
like award worthy, or I mean, are there people that just sit and drink with their kids?
I'm sure there are.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyways,
just saying, I like to have a good time.
You do like to have a good time,
But I also
and
like
you're
to be
very
responsible as a mother.
and that's amazing. Look, my sister made me jalapeno hot dogs.
Yeah, so the 4th of July weekend was great. It was kind of crazy. We didn't know how it was all going to play out because half of your family was staying, well, not even half. There was like a portion of the people staying in the community where we live. Then there was your mom staying very close by, and then the rest of the family was
In another
across the
house
lake.
across the lake.
Yeah. Now they brought their own
Very
boats.
spacious.
And so they were able to come over and see us. And what we didn't know, I thought there was going to be maybe like 22 people there when I was calculating like at least one friend per person.
Right.
But there was like
multiple friends. So we tapped out at 29.
Yeah, it was like
29 is a big
cow.
crowd.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because I had a great time. I don't feel like I got to spend, because everyone was across the lake, I don't think I got to spend any, and because we had Abigail and because there was commitments in the morning and at night, I don't feel like I got to spend a lot of quality hangout time that I did maybe say last year with like my brother and stuff, you know, or even like Tyler and Bree or Stephanie or like I didn't, and believe it or not, the one person I feel like I got the most quality time with was Mom. The first day that she was there, when we were just kind of sitting on the beach and I had Abigail and we were just kind of, you know, hanging out for a while. I feel like the activities hadn't really started yet. And so that was a good little chunk of time, you know, there.
Yeah. You spent, I totally agree with you. There is a difference when you're like sharing a house with somebody where you've just got those hours like
All the
later
downtime.
into the night. And
All the
downtime.
little teeny weird
Yeah,
nooks of
prepping
time.
food in the kitchen together,
Yeah,
like doing
waiting
different
for
things.
something to happen,
Yeah.
getting up, drinking coffee.
Totally. The morning coffee
Yeah.
is always great, like breakfast.
Yeah, and so we didn't really get those as much, but
Yeah.
but all together, everyone said they had a great time. All of the kids and the cousins had an amazing time together, which is super.
But it is so funny. It's like, first of all, props to everyone who shared the house. Oh, just all the spaces. Like, there were more people in smaller spaces than I've ever seen before in my life. And all of our parents are like, that's how we used to do it when we were kids, and it's so much fun and whatever. I was like,
I think when you're younger, it is fun. I do think that I'm
it
at
is.
the
It's
age
like a big
where
sleepover, but my eyes at some of the rooms with like just the bags and the clothes and the floor and the bathrooms and you're like, OMG.
well, the clutter, like just the sheer amount of clothes and stuff, that fills
Everything.
the room because you have so
But
many
where are you
people.
supposed to put it? You're
Right,
there
you
for a
don't-
few
you don't really
days,
have
and
it.
yeah, I mean, I'm not judging.
I will tell you,
I'm
like a
silently
huge
judging.
lifesaver for me was my nephew Lucas.
Yes.
Has his captain's license. He's been doing charter fishing.
Well, he's in his 20s.
And he's 21. And so he captained our ski boat and took everyone out like, you know, half a dozen times.
Which every
And
time you go out, if there's, think about
You're
it.
out for an hour or two.
Well, there was only supposed to be 8 adults on the boat, but there was one time where you looked around and you were like, where are all the rest of the kids?
There was one time where I
and
was
you
like,
were like, there's like 15 kids and there's only 8 people allowed on the boat, but I don't see anyone else here. And all the other
Yeah.
boats are here. And so you were like, is everyone on my boat right now?
everyone's on the boat.
But anyway, everyone wants a chance to go. And so you go out on the lake and they don't come back for like 2 hours. And
Yeah.
in the previous years,
I mean, I would have literally been on the boat for
all day.
forever.
Yeah.
And
all day.
and I'm pretty much like, yeah, just take the boat. Like, just go for it. So,
Well, which was very nice for me too, because it's hard not having, if I do need something or something's going on around the community or I need help with Abigail or something, it's like, it's nice to have you.
yeah.
closer
And it was
by.
really nice because, you know, one of the friends that came, he offered to drive the boat and everything. And he's like,
Oh, that was so
I have my
cute.
driver's license. And,
So
and
what happened is Lucas, the captain, was going to go on the boat, and he's like, I just need another adult to be a spotter. Like,
Right.
I need someone else to come on the boat to be a spotter, which
responsible.
was super responsible of him, by the way. And so I don't know if the friend heard or didn't hear, but
no, I don't think he heard that part.
he was like, I can come. I can do it. Like, I'm happy to do it.
like,
He
"I
goes,
got my
hold on.
driver's
He's like, I just got to get
license."
my ID. So he comes over with his ID and he's like super respectful with you. And he was like, I just want to make sure, sir, that you're okay with me driving the boat. And you were like,
I'm like,
you looked at him like he had 10 heads. And I was like, oh, I'm the one who said, oh, you're not driving.
oh, you're not driving.
No.
And you know, I don't even know if you're capable or not, but it's just one of those things where like
I
boating
was
is so
like,
much different.
you've been asked to watch the tubers.
Yeah.
Tell the man when they've fallen
when
in the
you literally
water.
have people in the water, like there's just there's like a next level of responsibility that's required. And yeah, you know, it's again, very nice to offer, but like any boater that knows, it's like, you know, boating is not something that's just like super easy. Yeah. Can anyone drive a boat? Yes.
First of all, I totally disagree with that.
Okay, can I didn't say drive safely. I just said drive a boat. Like everyone could drive it. You just put the throttle, you steer. But there's just
It's
a
not
lot of
that
different
easy.
rules and thing with navigation and being on the
Driving
water.
the boat
and
stresses me
experience.
out.
And
It stresses
if you've
me
been
out.
on a boat for a long time, and everyone in my family has grown up on boats,
Right.
You know, like that's just who we are as people.
No, but you are
It's
Florida.
in our DNA.
You are Florida natives. So,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
but anyways, again, all really great stuff.
Well, it was awesome. Then
Until we
on
got
the
to the
actual,
fireworks.
yeah. So on the actual 4th of July, the night before the 4th of July, there were fireworks, and Abigail had already gone to bed. And after the fact, you've got to stop. You're like swallowing yawns at this point.
My mouth's not moving.
No, I can tell. I can literally tell. But
You have like psycho powers. Like it's like the dog is sitting there, like the dishwasher's running.
okay.
And that there's the TV's on, the dishwasher's running, you're on your phone, there's clicking noises, and you're like, the dog is licking its
No,
leg.
I said Pepper, stop.
You're like, Pepper, stop. I'm like, Pepper, stop what?
Like she's
licking
licking
herself. It's
No.
like, wait a second. How is that bothering you?
I don't like noises. But so Pepper, she does lick sometimes, but she's snoring lately. The older she gets, the more she snores. Poor girl. Her bed keeps moving further and further away
I know.
at night.
I don't have the heart. I just let you to be the bad person to move her bed. Like, hey, Pep, you can sleep next to me. It's fine.
Well, you
then you
both
come to bed
snore.
and like you're like kicking her out of bed, grabbing her bed, jerking from
I
underneath
don't.
her,
Stop it.
dragging it over
Don't
to the
my mother
bathroom.
listens to this podcast. She's going to steal our dog. She keeps asking if Pepper wants to stay.
Pepper does because Pepper literally is like in different rooms now.
No, she's not.
Behind a closed locked
No,
door
she's
by
not.
herself on a
Stop.
cold tile floor.
Stop it. Mom, he's
What's
lying.
what's the Animal Protection Services?
Nothing.
called? They're gonna come for us.
No, they're
for
not. She
you.
lives an amazing life
She does
in her warm, cozy bed and eats.
in isolation at night.
No, she
locked
doesn't.
behind a door
Look, I love her very
in a
much.
closet.
I used to let her snuggle
Double
in bed with me,
closet.
but you'd get pissed.
Yeah, no, there's no dogs in the bed.
I know, only in the mornings when you left for work. But I don't do that anymore.
You know what's funny is that I would sit there and I would catch you and you would sit there and you would just not move. You'd be like, and I'd be like, I mean, it's just such, you're not even moving. That's the guilt. Because in a normal thing, you'd be like, hey, you'd be on your phone, you'd be talking about, this is like, I'm pretending to sleep with this lump next to me in bed. And you literally like you covering up Pepper somehow makes me not see
It's
the
been
fact
years.
that you got
That
the
was when
dog
I
in
was
the-
pregnant with Abigail. And I do believe Abigail loves Pepper even more because of it. She felt her heartbeat her whole life.
Oh my gosh.
I'm serious. But anyway, back to the 4th of July. So the neighbors, not in our community, we're all on the beach. So it's literally, it's not our property on the beach, but it's the property right next door. And there's these people.
We have 300 feet of property, and then there's the next 2 lots down, and they had a dock, and they were throwing off fireworks, and we have a no fireworks
policy
in
on our own
community.
property. Well, anyway, people got excited and said, sure, light fireworks off on our community too. And so they were on the edge of our property, and then the next door neighbors were lighting off fireworks. And when I tell you, everyone's like, how many thousands of dollars do you think they must have spent on fireworks? Because this was a professional display going on next door to us. And it must have gone on. It literally went from 8 to 10. I want to say it went for 2 full hours, stopped for like 30 minutes, and then went on till midnight. And I mean, and these are huge fireworks. And everyone there is like, whoa, yeah, oh my God, amazing. And every boom, I'm like, I'm just like, Abigail's trying to sleep.
And Abigail didn't scream or anything like that. It did wake her up, and then I put her in. I basically jumped into the bunk beds and like
had to lay with her,
and she was literally going in circles. Like she was like
just up,
like laying on her side, almost like on a bicycle, like where her legs were going around in the circle and her head was in the middle. And it was just this unrestlessness
because she's so tired, but she's like, okay,
tired, but there's just explosions
Can you imagine
going on.
a professional display going on outside your bedroom window? Like girls never heard fireworks.
But the thing is like I'm falling asleep, but she's awake.
But you can fall asleep through anything.
I could 100% fall asleep.
You've fallen asleep with like bombs in the army. Like you have no problem.
Well, I mean, not that.
Anyway, well, and of course, in the beginning of the night, you know, anytime there's like thunder outside or something, I say to Abigail, I'm like, boom, boom, or whatever. So then she's like sitting there listening to the fireworks. Boom, boom. Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like just kept going on. But I was happy when they were finally over. Towards midnight, I was like, we need to call the police. I was like, this nonsense needs to stop.
It needs to stop.
Which normally I would be the person like drinking and outside like, this is amazing. And one of our neighbors was like, this is the best 4th of July we've had in 15 years. It's amazing. And I'm like, it would be the biggest show the year we bring our 1-year-old.
Yeah.
But
no, it was a great time. I was happy during it. I don't know if you noticed, I did not have my phone that much. I kind of had it either plugged in or on the beach, or
that's good.
Or it was on the boat.
I really
playing
never
music
have
for everybody.
My phone on
so that was really good because I did really enjoy it.
That was helpful.
And it was
actually,
kind of like
you left your phone on the boat, and then Luke would take the kids out, so it would just be gone for 3 hours.
But the thing is it's literally the last real holiday of the summer for us. Like we have a couple little weekends planned, and typically it's kind of like the 4th of July has kind of been like the end of the summer for us and of local. And then we start traveling and we start going out to see friends and family and the rest of the month of July and August because it gets so hot here. This year we have 2 more trips planned to the lake and I have a dive trip, but it's still kind of winding down. Like we got some breaks in between the weekends. And it kind of feels like a little bit bitter end, but I'm also, I feel like this summer was really nice because we left a lot of Fridays, like 11, 12 o'clock. And I feel like I got a good summer in and I'm ready to get back to work. Like I'm ready to
stop going to the lake.
No, I still want to go to the lake, but I'm ready to go back to work. Like I'm ready to okay.
You're acting like you haven't been working. I love when you say things like that.
Well, I know. Well, I mean more.
You were just like at a trade show for an entire weekend, and
yeah, I know.
Yeah, the office looks amazing. By the way.
Oh, does it? Did you do a walk through the back area too?
I saw the back.
You walked in the warehouse?
Well, Robin said you won't believe what the back looks like. And I actually did go in there, which I normally don't, but I rinsed out a bowl.
So we had a guest. Our banker came here today.
It should stay.
Well, and that's what I told everyone. I was like, this is how it's supposed to look all the time.
You're shaking your legs so bad.
I'm sorry. Our banker was coming today, and I was like, hey, we got a guest coming in. I wanted to make sure the office looks good. And it wasn't a lot of work to straighten up. It's just that we get complacent.
I love how we should ask the people who did the straightening up.
About what?
How much work it was.
It wasn't a lot. They're the ones that said it wasn't a lot.
Okay, got it. Is that Stay Cool?
It is.
Is Brandon going to answer it?
No, but they'll message us.
Okay.
So we'll be okay.
Stay Cool, this is Chris.
Yeah, Stay Cool, this is Chris. We got to get something happening.
Got to get an order. No, so we've talked about this in the past that you're a hoarder, but it's just like things compile when people are working. I think it happens in every office. I don't know to what extent.
What's interesting is that with the amount of stuff that we have in the office, and like we have a lot. So we have a lot of video equipment, And we were kind of going through it because we have all this stuff. And it was like, we got this when Ethan was with us. So like Ethan put together like this dream list, like most of the stuff that we have as far as studio lights and this and that and all this stuff and tripods and boom mics and all this stuff. It's like, well, Ethan was here and he was like,
a videographer who wanted those materials, but it was also the type of videos that you were producing at the time. Like you wanted what?
we were just doing the podcast at the time.
No, we were doing grillaways and we were doing
grillaways
dusted
and
videos
films
and we were doing
cooking videos.
Yeah, it was like there's smoke and there's heat, and so where can these be and how far away? And we set up all the ventilation and stuff, and so yeah, we are no longer doing as many videos, if at all.
No, if we're going to do more of those videos, I think we need to do them outside. I don't know. We've kind of dialed back in that area. But I will tell you, I just did.
Some of the old, obviously, we regurgitate content all the time. Everybody does. And some of the pictures come up of like meals that we made, like the steak salad. And I'm like, damn, we made some good looking meals.
Oh my gosh, you made some amazing meals. Well, what's interesting,
like
though,
some
is
of it, I'm like, oh, that looks like shit. Like, actually, wish we would have done.
We invested a lot of
good.
money and time. And I very recently did an exercise where I uploaded all of our bank statements into Claude. And I wanted to get a really good analysis of kind of what was going on and where we spent money, et cetera. And the interesting thing about Dusted that it came back with is that I didn't actually realize how good our growth has been the last 4 years. You know how much money we made the first year?
For Dusted?
For Dusted.
Well, you gave a lot away for free.
How much revenue did we get the first year? In the year would be
not profitability, just truly like
revenue.
Number of dollars from bottles sold.
Yes.
Actually sold.
Yes.
$800.
You're pretty close.
Okay.
$1,200.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess how much we sold in 2020?
Well, the next year I already know that. I think that was the year we got the $4,000 pallet. So right away.
No,
that was 2 years later.
Probably.
Okay, I don't know. Tell me. Just tell me.
Maybe we did. I don't know. It was about $4,000.
Oh, okay. See.
In all of 2023.
So it couldn't have been 24. The pallet.
Guess how much we did in 2025?
Well, at this point, I think the guessing game's over. Just tell me.
We did 23,000.
23,000.
We jumped.
So that was a huge jump.
We jumped, but we invested in Guerrillaways, making the videos, putting the content.
So that was when you started doing content.
We started doing content when we got this office in 2024.
Right. Okay. Yeah. See.
And then 2025.
$80,000.
No, it was like 48,000.
Okay.
But a double the year before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. Like, so when you look at like a lot of the stuff that we did is working, right? Like, it's like, wow, our growth numbers are going up. And so from that standpoint, it's very good. Now we are also investing a lot still today in it, and we have to dial that back because we have to make sure that we get other opportunities. If you think about how much work and effort we put into that to make $40,000, when we make that in 2 weeks at one of our ventures, right? In terms of revenue. So,
well, that was part of it. Dusted is an amazing brand. Here's one of the things that we've said. In a lot of businesses, they have a product, a person, a service that they call the loss leader.
Yes.
Which you continue with your yawns.
That's not a yawn.
No, you're swallowing that.
Go back, because this could be a great clip if you talk about like loss leader. I feel like something amazing is about to be said.
No, I was just gonna say that there's a lot of products.
That was a joke.
I'm turning away from you while I talk. Hello. It's actually really hard to just talk to a wall. I talk to myself all the time, but I'm not very good at that. No, what I was going to say is that Dusted almost acts as a loss leader for us. Like, it's not a good product.
It's an amazing product.
There's not a ton of profit that comes from the food industry general.
Not until you get to like certain levels of volume.
Right?
Like, you got to have volume if you're going to be in like the food.
But what it is like a great conversation starter. Like, even in some of the
opens
other
up more
endeavors.
Open up more deals. People give
deals and
they
doors.
They care more about steak seasoning than they do like
any
AI
of the software
talking to you.
Right. Like, it's like, because you're sitting and it's something that everyone can relate to. Like, most people do eat meat.
Yeah.
And so it's just this, and now you've got blackened too. So it's like whether you're having poultry or you're having meat, like people are super interested. And it's something that even if someone has had a conversation with you or a phone call regarding one of the softwares, it's a nice little, hey, by the way, we have a steak seasoning too. Let me send you a couple of bottles. Like, I'm just going to do you a nice favor. Thank you for your time. And so it's cool. Whoa, my it's fixed, but my headphones like cut out in one ear or the other. It was kind of weird.
Oh, hopefully you're back.
I'm back,
Yeah,
baby.
right. That's good. No, you're 100% right. Like I'm amazed at and one, I've always said this to you. I said, you know what? This is a 10-year project. Like, let's get it to 10 years and we'll kind of evaluate where we're at and see, should we get rid of it? Should we keep it? What should we
I know
do?
you were at the trade show the other day sending me AI mock-ups of a dusted restaurant on Main Street, and
Well, I think that's where we need to go. I've been thinking a lot about it, and part of our whole spiel is this order in the restaurant, and I feel like having a singular flagship restaurant that
well, if
acts
it's a steakhouse,
as,
that becomes a chain.
But think about the fact that the steakhouse also becomes a place where we can film, like it's a
Right.
studio, it's whatever. But I didn't just say, hey, let's go to a restaurant. I said, hey, let's start this off with a farmer's market stand, and just do
Steak tips
and fries.
Yeah.
And then even before that, before we commit to a full year of it, it was kind of like, why don't we just do the art show, or why don't we just do a couple of these shows that
See how
have
it goes.
a food
But
vendor?
that's what's so hard. I will tell you, there's a woman who started doing like charcuterie cones at the farmer's market. And really, there hasn't been a lot of people standing in line. And I feel bad because it's like, I'm sure she has a great product and she's standing in line, but it's hot in Florida.
And it's like cheese and meat sitting in the
Meats
heat.
that are just going to get warm and you're going to like walk around with it. But, sitting there with like steak tips and fries, like that's something like anyone, like one bite, like you want to eat.
Like they're so good.
Like it's so easy. You want food you can like hold in your hand or walk with easily and take bites of. Whereas some things that are sold, it's just like, you can't.
I think we would kill it. And so
Because you got a quesadilla one time too that was the size of your entire body.
Like my lungs.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, it was so
and it was like you
gross
had to
and
find a bench to sit on. You could take a couple of bites and then it's like so much wasted food because you're like, how could someone possibly eat
Yeah.
this?
I mean, talk about someone who didn't have control of their costs.
Right.
She's not there anymore, Whereas, we can literally measure out the amounts of meat and be like, okay, we're going to cook this up and throw it on a cast iron and put it out there. Anyways, I do think that that's the strategy. The two main strategies for Dusted right now is viral content.
He's looking at Maria.
And
She needs me to help her create more.
yeah. And also, I think having like a booth where we actually do that and we hire someone to run it.
Well, and that's the thing. You
So-
talk about expense. It's like you do have to spend money to make money, and you have to prioritize where you're doing that and how. And
Yeah.
if you do these endeavors, it's just extra time, and time is money, and
Yeah.
it's like who's the resource,
Right. And how we kind of put it together and what cooking stuff that you need and like a little fryer to drop some fries. Like the fries are the cheap part. We can get crinkle, and we're going to do crinkle cut fries, by the way. But we can get crinkle cut fries, frozen crinkle cut fries anywhere. So,
Because homemade fries are hard to get right.
well, that and the fact that you just
We have
the prep time.
He got me for Christmas. French fries are like my favorite food, and so
I was just going to use like that little
fry cutter.
Yeah, not the fry cutter. I was going to use the little
Fryer.
hand fryer.
Yeah.
Because I think that
The hand fryer would
we
probably
should
be
hook
fine
that to
with.
the Jackery, or we probably need to get like a little Honda for that. And
I have no idea
and
what
run.
he's saying. A bunch of names right now that are like.
Anyways, it's
probably
on
just
my list of
battery-powered.
things that I think that we can certainly put together, and we'll give it a try, because like Dustin's not going anywhere, but we do need to look at how we spend our resources on that. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting. It's summertime too, and so we're coming to the end of summertime. I wonder when the market switches over, because you're like, Halloween's coming. It's like, well, part of me would say don't even mention Halloween. It's nowhere near. Like,
Can I, after this, before you leave today, I'd love to show you the back podcast area and also
Sure.
the new garage area.
Yeah.
Because you probably haven't been back there.
I've never seen where half the shit we own is stored.
You've actually never been to the back offices?
No.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. He has a lot of our stuff and all of our decorations and stuff over there, which when I hosted book club the other day was a surprise because I'm so used to having the, husband hostess with the mostess who just pulls flowers out of his ass and he's like, here, I can do a tablescape for you. And my girlfriends were coming over and you were like, well, I really wish I would have known because all of our shit's in storage now versus the garage.
It's not like I can go to the garage
I was
and whip
very
out magic.
surprised the other day. And you know what? Abigail noticed, because we go in the garage every day to go out on our walk, that all the shelves were gone. I didn't realize you were taking the last of our shelves.
Well, I took the last of the shelf out this week.
Right.
Because I needed to get everything organized.
We walked in the garage and Abigail literally pointed over there like, where did that go?
I shared that I had a lot of free time in the New York in the booth.
Oh, I was going to say, at what point in time in life have you shared that you have a lot of free time?
I had time. And so I've reworked where we're headed with our Moonlight or Die podcast, or at least what the next phase is. And that is the catalyst for me cleaning out the back, really.
Okay.
And then also cleaning out.
Anyway, there was tubing that's been sitting on the floor of our garage for maybe a week. I mean, it hasn't been forever. Mm-hmm. But I noticed, because we have air conditioning in our garage, there's all the cords that go across. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed that there was one of the white tubes that's been on the floor on the air conditioner.
That's what those are for.
Did
you know that?
Well, now I do.
I would have put up more, but Abs was in the garage and she was getting a little freaked out by the hammer drilling into the concrete.
Because you're doing Tapcon screws.
Yeah. And so it's like...
Oh, so she's seen you doing it?
Yeah.
Because she walked straight over.
And she was just kind of like, and so when she was doing that, I felt a little bad, but I was like, you're my helper.
You got to get used to it.
And then I'd be like, can you hand me a Tapcon? And then she'd hand me a Tapcon.
Okay, so she went right over to the box of Tapcon screws the other day, and I was like, no, we don't touch those. Oh, so now I know.
No, because I would say, okay, give me a Tapcon.
I'm like,
and then
why?
She would give me a Tapcon.
Why are you picking up?
But you got to watch her because
nails.
I don't want random Tapcons in the garage
or in her mouth.
She's not gonna put them in her mouth.
Nah, you never know.
But
this morning, sorry, this is so random, and now you just don't know what they'll do or how they'll hurt themselves. I had an empty, like if you had like square gum, you'd pop it out of with the foil behind it or whatever.
Oh, like a
sheet. Yeah.
Whatever those are called. Like the little square.
Yeah. I have vitamins that are like that.
Yeah.
So I
Tridents.
pop them out. Well, I was done with it. So I was like, can you go throw this away? She loves to help. So she went to go throw it away, and I could tell she was playing with it, but I didn't care. And in my mind, I was thinking, please don't take
tear the foil off
and eat the foil.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I probably should go in there and be
Make
like,
sure she's not eating the foil.
Yeah, don't.
And she was eating the foil.
No, but I looked down
She put it in her nose.
No, I looked
She
down.
just ripped them all off.
Oh my gosh. No, I looked down on the toilet, which is right next to the garbage can that she was throwing it away in, and there's blood.
What?
And
she
I'm
cut
like,
herself?
oh my God. In her little finger, it's just sharp edges. So she can't throw that away from me again. And I was like,
she cut herself?
She did. She was bleeding a little bit. It wasn't bad. She was completely unfazed. She didn't make a sound. But there was
Has she even bled before? I'm not even joking. I don't think our daughter's ever bled.
She has bled before. Yes.
I don't think, not for me. So you're the one that causes her to bleed?
No.
I leave her alone for a full day.
Don't. So no. So it's the tiniest little scratch on her finger, and she has such soft skin that yes, she did. She had a little bit of blood, but I was so alarmed. As you can imagine, I'm like, where are you bleeding? Oh my God, there's blood on the toilet. Now, thank goodness the cleaners were coming today and whatever. But anyway, she didn't even. I showed her what a Band-Aid was.
Oh, now she's going to be hooked to Band-Aids.
No, she didn't want anything to do with it. I put it on my hand. And
oh, really? She doesn't like the boo-boo. She loves her little
she likes
Neosporin cream.
That's what I tried to keep telling her, that she had a boo-boo. But anyway, so speaking of...
She's just too early to boo-boo. She's almost there, but boo-boo's coming soon.
Too early to boo-boo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm a boo-boo kiss.
Oh,
sorry.
What?
Nothing. We're talking about items and whatever. From a business perspective, you got a lot of things on here. One with meetings. You had a great lunch meeting today, and I'm glad that I got to see your friend who was in town because he's going to help us, which we'll talk about more in the next episode. But with our finances, you said your banker was in town. And two, Speaking of finances and spending money to make money, there's been machines breaking. Like shit's just breaking.
Well, we had a motor that broke. We bought the motor. We installed the motor, and then there's a fan.
This is over
the
at our
bearings
t-shirt
are
production
done.
facility.
And so we have a dryer that's down because of that. And then, as I don't know if I've shared this or not, but one of our bigger clients, when we bought the business, was Custom Ink.
We talked about this.
We talked about that, losing them, and I was able to
How's
run the
actually
numbers and
okay
realize
thing.
that they've gone from about 28% of our business to about 13% of our business. So we have to replace 13%.
Still a large percentage.
And about $13,000 to $15,000 a month of revenue to replace. Now the good news is that we have another client who would like to give us $20,000 to $30,000 of work. The problem that they have is that we're not able to deliver the product in time because we're kind of at capacity. So in order to fulfill this and get an extra $20,000 to $30,000 a month, we have to invest in another machine, which a new machine is like 80,000, but because the industry's down right now,
Are we looking to buy from another shop?
used machines are going for like 20 to 25. And so I reached out
we
to
could break even after 1 month of business.
1 month. So I reached out to
shop.
No, I reached out to my money guy. And I said, "Hey,
different money guy, by the way, not the banker.
Not the banker. This is the hard money guy.
You guys, there are so many money guys.
No, I only have one money guy in my life.
I know who it is.
Yeah, you know who it is. And so I called him up and I said, "Hey, here's the opportunity. Here's the deal. Can you?
By the way, I don't know if she knows intuitively or not, but Abigail's in love with your money guy.
Oh yeah.
And she does not love.
She loves money.
She does not love many people.
My money guy's about 20 years older than me. He's been a friend of mine for 20 years. And
he's tall. He's big. Like a normal little kid would be like, "Whoa!" And she's like, "Oh, I love you."
Well, you know what? You know why we've had a good relationship for 20 years, and here's the reason why. One, we've been very upfront and honest with each other. But when I don't know if you know this or not, but I'll share it. When I moved to Sarasota in 2007, the market collapsed. The housing market collapsed shortly after, and I had a piece of property that was worth a couple $1 million at the time. And I was going through this process of like preserving this or this and that, and all of the revenue for all of us dried up overnight, and I needed 50 grand. Like I needed $50,000.
So you gave him something that was worth way more and said, "Just give me 50 grand for it."
No, he gave me 50 grand and shook my hand and said, "Make sure I get my money back."
I do know this.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I know this story.
And then, by the way, I didn't pay him back for a couple of years, and then I paid him back.
And he didn't know you in advance.
And yeah, and so and he didn't really know me. But he knew that I had the property, so it was kind of like he knew I had assets,
right?
And so he did that. But ever since then, like I have gone to him. He has funded things for me on behalf. I've gone up to him and say, "Hey, this is what I need. Can you make it happen?" And it might take time. Like not everything's like right away all the time. But he has been there if I needed it. So I literally texted him in our staff meeting and I said, "Hey, we're in a very unique opportunity here. Would you purchase a machine for me? Because I can't do it right now. I got too much going on." And he's like, "Yeah, here's what it is, and here's what you got to pay me back."
Right.
And can you make that work?
There's always.
Trust me, he's not doing it for free. He's making good money off me. But it's so much better than going to a bank.
Absolutely.
Like, for the few percentage points more that I pay, I have access.
Well, and there's no process.
There's no process. There's a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
It's literally a sheet of paper. And it's like, "Hey, I owe you," type of a thing. So in any case,
a real IOU.
So I it's weird because it's like spend money to make money. People always say that, but in this case here, like literally the opportunity to replace a client that's leaving with another client who, by the way, literally when we invoice, we get paid within 2 days.
Oh, nice.
Like it's literally in our account. And so
literally. You've said that like 10 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have on our list perseverance.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because
that if we would have asked you in January, where we'd be today.
Well, it was a very tough winter. I think we shared that on the podcast.
It's been a tough summer. I mean, look, things are looking up. I think because it was such a tough winter that like
it was hard. It's hard to celebrate the victories.
Well, it's just going to take a lot of time
to get out from underneath the
right.
winter. Yeah.
Right. Like you're just, it's a constant catch up.
I feel like right now it's a constant catch up. And the only thing that I can do in this situation is work harder. And, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but it's like, we sat down and went over some numbers. And I actually went into the 4th of July holiday discouraged a little bit.
You were saying you already talked on this podcast about how you put numbers into Claude. What people don't know is that the week before you were looking at the books.
I was looking at the books and QuickBooks, and QuickBooks
it just wasn't accurate.
It wasn't adding up. And the accounting at this certain venture is a little bit wonky because we don't bill things until like, it's like we get orders, we get POs, but they don't go into any type of, I can't really forecast.
Either way, it was a large lump sum off from what Claude
it was
actually.
a lot off. And so.
And do you trust Claude? Like you feel.
Oh, yeah.
You gave the actuals and it was like, okay, here's where you are at.
Yeah. And here's and it made sense to me, right? Because I looked at it, I was like,
because before when you saw it, you were discouraged, but you were like, this just doesn't make any sense.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it was because mathematically it was impossible.
Right.
Right. Like, it's like, if we had this much deposits, we couldn't cover our base bill. Like, we couldn't even pay people. Right. So like, I knew something was off.
You're like, we have been, so what's going on?
Right.
Yeah.
Like something's really off. And so in any case, it was able to get.
Thanks, Claude.
Yeah, I was able to really understand it a little bit more, but it also gave me a glimpse. Claude took and has taken years of bank statements, and within 20 minutes, given me more information about the company, money, movement,
right, trajectory,
revenue, everything than QuickBooks ever could.
Yeah.
Than it ever could.
Which is a software. And it's not like
QuickBooks
isn't NetSuite. We're not saying we have the best ERP. Like, we're using a very limited.
80% of all small businesses use QuickBooks.
I understand that. I'm just saying.
Or FreshBooks.
Are there better, softwares out there? Yes.
But I'm saying,
can they give you more insight?
Like,
no.
If you want to report in one of those things, you have to like build a report, select drop downs.
Well, and also, by the way, depend on.
I can literally go, hey, if I did this on this month and this month happened, tell me this. And it
because you're normally
spits out the
dependent
answer.
on a human who understands business and who understands the trajectory and who can look at profitability and expenses and revenue and say, okay, here's your, forecast.
Yeah.
And you just, there's not a lot of humans
what's
that are good at
interesting
that.
is like, in my mind, I have a good grasp of what we've accomplished over the last 3-4 years here. Like, I look at it and go, man, there's so much infrastructure. Like, and if I try to articulate that to you, I'm your husband. And so I think you look at it and you're like, well, he's a positive guy. Like, he's, I know him. He's always going to spin it to positive or whatever. But if I sit there and I put this information in Claude and then I give it to you, right? And then Claude's like, hey, this is what you've done. Like, this is what it's at. You look at it from this thing and be like, okay, I believe it. Right. Like,
right.
Because it is incapable
Claude's
of
unbiased.
the spin.
Right.
There's no bias to
right.
it. So if we sit here and go, hey, what's the value of this? What have we built? What have we done? How much have we won? How much have we
that is the
profited or lost?
truth. That is the truth.
It comes out. And so I think it's valuable to you. I've actually been sharing more of my conversations that I've had with Claude about business stuff that we're working on, right? To show you that it's not just your crazy husband that's doing it. Like, there is a little bit of validation. I don't sit around and
say it's my crazy husband. I'm just like, are we going to continue to be able to have a roof over our head?
I'm going to have Claude. I'm going to create the roof over our head meter, and it's going to be Claude. Give us the chance that we'll still have a roof over our head next year, and it'd be like your roof score is 78%.
Well, I look forward to that because that I would want to see.
What is the minimum roof score that you would want to see?
Minimum?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, our roof better be guaranteed.
Yeah, I know. It is. Roofs are guaranteed.
Look, I'm just over here. We're finally at the point. We're almost out of time, but I'm over here just living in maybe a little bit of ignorance and bliss in the sense that we've got another baby coming. So I've decided to start decorating the nursery, and
and it's gonna be exciting this weekend.
we're getting what we have to have. You know what I mean? It's like it was second baby.
Everything's been ordered?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that big chair coming?
Yeah.
Nice. Is that coming by freight or we had to assemble it?
I don't know.
I feel like the other one came in like a big box.
Yeah, this one's wider. I hope it fits in the elevator. I didn't think about that.
Oh, first world problems. I'm sure it will because things fit upstairs and I mean, it's a little bit tight fit, but we can make it work.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
So we'll figure it out.
I'm sure it comes in 2 pieces.
I didn't get a chance to talk about my really awkward
phone call.
Oh, and by the way,
we should talk about that.
So, like, I had a call, and in this case here, I do this thing where I get so in the zone that time flies. So if I have an important meeting, I will join that meeting 5 minutes early, and I'll drag the window over in the left-hand side so that when the other person logs on and they go like, hello, I hear them and I go, oh, it's 1 o'clock.
There. Yeah,
and I'm there.
You're on time.
So I join this meeting and the other guy's on too, but he's muted. And I'm sitting there kind of watching him. It's very clear that I'm on the hidden screen somewhere. And I said something like, hey, it looks like you're early too. It looks like you might be on another call. And so he's like, I could see him flustering with his mouse, whatever.
Because he
and then
heard the
closes
voice.
and then exits the meeting.
Doesn't say anything.
Exits the meeting altogether. Then he's 7 or 8 minutes late to my call, right? And
which is so weird. Because, like, normally if someone was 7 to 8 minutes late, you would send a message or you'd send an email and you'd be like, hey.
But I knew he was there.
Exactly.
So that's why it was weird.
You can't even follow up.
Like,
because
hey, are you
you're
gonna
like,
come
okay,
back?
the guy knows that the meeting's taking place because not only was he on the call, he heard me. Like, he knows I'm on the call.
Right.
Like, at this point now, he knows he's wasting my time doing whatever it is.
So here's what's funny about this call. So one, there's a transcript of the call.
Anyway, he came 7 to 8 minutes late and did not apologize.
No, he's just like, well, he said something light, like it was just like, oh, I was on another call and and it was like, yeah, but you like totally closed me out. Like,
didn't even say sorry.
I tried to make light of it.
Yeah,
and it was just like, yeah, I was like, so you do what I do, and he was just like nothing,
stone cold,
just no conversation. Anyway, it was the conversation was tough overall. But what was really interesting about it is that I took a transcript, and then what I've been doing with a lot of my calls, especially what I consider these important calls, is that I put them all in these chats with Claude, and I upload the transcript, and I basically say like, hey,
tell me how the call went.
Da, 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 da. And so I told Claude like, hey, it's a waste of my time. Like, this is probably one of the most rude people, because it wasn't just that; it was a bunch of things throughout. And so Claude comes back and it's like, you know what? This is the second call where, it didn't go your way. And I think that you want to blame others. And I mean, it was like digging on me, right?
Wow.
Like it was like digging on me. And I got pissed at Claude. And I was like, Claude, I literally go, I've been in business for 30 years. I've had one-on-one interactions with people.
So you were arguing
I know
with
how
Claude?
to read. Yes. I know how to read the emotions. I go, he was literally typing on his mouth on a different screen and half in our call.
Babe,
like, I did not get 100%.
I think you and Claude need to break up for a minute.
No. And so I say all this and it kind of stepped back, right?
And then agreed with you.
And then it was like,
you forced Claude to agree with you.
Well, then it was like, oh, okay, I see your point. Okay, some of this is starting to make sense.
Wow, you manipulated
okay,
Claude.
No. And then it gets worse. Okay, it gets worse. So a whole day goes by. And so that call was yesterday?
I don't know.
Okay, so then this morning I wake up, or last night, actually hours go by. And last night,
is this why you were up at 1 a.m.?
We're having dinner. And I send him out and I go, and by the way, Claude, I go, by the way, I said, I've built a company over the last 4 years, managing people, built all these software products and have 46 employees and manage all these different things. This person went to work for $1 billion company after they'd already made it.
Okay.
Had a good position.
Okay. Yeah.
Worked there for 6 years. Yes,
so
they
what
exited.
did Claude say?
And Claude was like, you are making some extremely valid points here. you are in a different class of person.
Oh,
it started.
my God.
But no,
Claude was like, let me tell this man what this man needs to
no,
hear.
but then what it did was it created this matrix off of all the people we're talking to. And it was like, he's like, this person is not your peer. He goes, these are the other people that we're talking to that are more your peer cycle who have the same accomplishments that you have. And so, yeah, I mean, part of it was making me feel better, but it was like Claude didn't understand, but it brought out the fact that AI is so smart and intelligent.
It is smart,
But it doesn't have our human element
no,
and
but
emotion and feelings.
What it did is it made you wanted so badly to be justified in your feelings and your thought process. And it's like very interesting how people will leverage AI for answers. And you're like, okay, I know AI is accurate, so now I need to provide even more insight. And it's almost like the information that you provided to Claude to feel justified was enough for Claude to then agree with you, but it also was almost a great exercise for you to have to dig deep to be like, okay, I shouldn't be upset about this because X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
You know, but Claude's inability to justify you right away made you go through the process yourself.
Yes.
So maybe you just don't need Claude to get you through everything in life.
Well, me and Claude are tied at the hip.
Okay, does Claude like hear shit about me? Do I need to tap into Claude? Does it say things like my wife said this and that?
No.
How do I deal with this?
Although I will tell you that
I'd
I very
love
much
to see Claude justify you in some scenarios.
I
You'd
have
be like,
very-
but I took the garbage out, and Claude would be like,
I don't know, Maria, could you export all the transcripts from our podcast? Probably could. It might take some time, but
for Claude to tell us.
by the way, this is our 99th podcast.
I know, which it's very interesting because who is that?
Oh, speaking of the devil.
He's getting a phone call. So it's our 99th episode. Next episode's our 100th episode.
Yes.
My mom's traveling. She's going on frolicking around, to Michigan and Seattle, which is amazing for her. But we were going to say that we were going to do these episodes remote for the next couple of weeks before we
cannot
could
do
come
our
back.
100th
But we
remote.
can't do our 100th episode remote. And
Maybe we
someone
should do it a day
mentioned
early.
someone mentioned cake. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, cake might be good.
We might need to get some cake.
Yeah, I think we should definitely have cake. And so I don't know if, we're going to have to find childcare or do it a day early or just
Something's got to give.
bring Abigail to eat cake. I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, she doesn't need cake.
Well,
Sorry. Okay, so random. Nothing. We've talked about how how children are different and people are develop at different rates. And you mentioned the other day, I'm sure the food that she eats has something to do with the fact that
Absolutely.
And I literally started getting ads that's like, if your kid's not hitting developmental milestones, it's the food that they're eating. If they're,
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. And it was like,
it's always listening.
yeah,
Everything in our feeds are listening.
it's so
to us.
crazy.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go ahead and get ready. 100th episode next time. Let's figure out what we need to do.
1, 2, 3, cake.
Oh, I have no idea what we were saying just now. So, cake.
1, 2, 3,
Cake. Yay. All right. So
can't
we'll
wait.
see you next time for the 100th
100th episode.
100th
I can't believe it.
Wow, that's fast.
Fast? It's been years.